Hello everybody, James Teacher here from Jool, and we're going to talk about some icons, some people who changed the world. Today, we're going to talk about the Wright Brothers. Now, you guys may have heard of the Wright Brothers. They're famous because they were the first people who built an airplane that could fly. Now, you might think, oh my goodness, flying, that's easy. But remember, for the longest time, it was impossible to fly. Now, we've got to rewind. Let's go back and think about this, okay? So, gravity. Who invented gravity? And you're going to say, Isaac Newton. No, he didn't. Isaac Newton gave it a name, and he tried to understand it. But gravity is as old as the universe itself. Gravity is basically caused by mass. Mass is basically all of the atoms squashed together, and they have an attractive force. So right now you have gravity, I have gravity. We are attracting atoms with our mass. So for the longest time, imagine people, cavemen, ancient people, nomadic people would throw a stone in the air and the stone would come back down. But then they would look above and see these birds soaring through the sky, flying like it's nobody's business, and think, I want to do that. Now, it took a long time for people to come up with some ideas of what to do. But around about 120 years ago, people started to really try to find the answer. So what did they do? They looked at birds and they said, oh my goodness, birds flap their wings. Like this chicken over here. They flap their, oh no, chickens can't fly. They flap their wings and they take off. So what did people do? They decided to make some giant wings and start flapping them.
Don't look down, don't look round, just
and it didn't work. Of course it didn't, because they're too heavy. Gravity is too strong, pulling them down. So what did they do next? They thought, okay, we need to go faster. So if we put some kind of rocket or an engine behind us, that might do the trick.
But the true genius is the one who gets someone else to try out his invention for him.
They invented outrageous ideas of how to fly like a bird or a chicken. Chickens can't fly. They were bold and brave and courageous, but they weren't very successful.
stay down or keep trying. What is faith but wings for flying? There's no end to up, it goes on forever.
Now, this is where they started to really think about birds properly, because there's something special about birds. They are very, very, very efficient. They have quite small, light bodies and very wide wings to trap the air underneath. So people like the Wright brothers started to think, hang on a minute, we can fly if we have a light body and wide wings, and we can go forward quickly. However, like every amazing invention from the past, there were some disastrous examples. People were bold, but sometimes being brave and bold is almost the same as being silly and stupid. So a lot of people got really terribly hurt trying to fly into the sky with rockets that would explode and wooden aircrafts that just wouldn't fly. Now, on December the 17th, 1903, the Wright brothers took their first flight, and they flew, they took off, they soared into the air, and they flew for exactly 12 seconds. 12 seconds is rubbish. But imagine, nobody had ever flown for more than a second or two. And they achieved 12 seconds. And from 1903, it wasn't long until people were building jets and rockets to fly off to the moon. So 58 years after the Wright brothers flew for 12 seconds, Yuri Gagaran, the Russian cosmonaut, was the first person to be in space around the Earth. What lesson can we learn from the Wright brothers? Well, the biggest thing is you have to innovate. You have to try something, and then you have to see if it works. Now, don't go outside and try and make an airplane and jump off a mountain, because your mom would be so mad at you. But if you are ever trying to improve or invent something, you have to keep trying. You innovate and make it better and make it better and make it better. Easy peasy, just like the Wright brothers.